Hey, what's up YouTube? Today I'm making video, unfortunately not because I want to, but because I have to. And here's the thing, my trunk again don't want to, latch. It's actually, I can push it all the way down, but it's not catching it for any reason. So at first of all, you need to remove this thing, and to do so you need to actually pull the plastic cover, and you'll see this thing right on top of it. It will looks like this. You're not gonna see a motor right away. Here is screws. It's gold screws you need to remove, and then you can pull the thing. Then you need to take a screwdriver and remove Phillips screwdriver and remove two bolts from here. See it right here. Alright, then carefully turn it around, and here you'll see a yellow piece of plastic. Be very careful and pull it up. See, it's not that easy, you need to be very careful. You see, now you release the motor. So we can leave this thing alone. You probably want to check if there is enough of grease. But basically nothing wrong with this thing. Most of the problems coming from this wonderful device, and I'll show you why. Alright, you need a small screwdriver and remove all small screws that holding this lead. The last one. Alright, now carefully pull this thing, and you'll find actually all these levers inside. So what we're gonna do now, we'll actually disassemble it and inspect all parts to make sure that everything is fine, or what exactly is not fine we will need to find. So check this thing to make sure all teeth on the place. So as you can see, this one is fine. Alright, here's another thing, pretty important part. This spring sometimes can jump, and actually it can stuck in position something like this, don't let you open the trunk or close it. So make sure it has a stopper. I'm sorry. Pardon my English, please. Make sure all teeth is on a place here. It's important. It can be on the place, but can be weared or shaved, badly. So it's not gonna work. All right. So we know these both parts is fine. This one, I'm sure nothing can happen with it, so don't worry about it. Just put it back. But here is the most important part. Watch carefully. Here's a small white plastic piece on top. See, be very careful with it because it's easy to break it. And this is actually the root of all problems, I don't know why it's so much not reliable, but it is what it is. You need to push that pin and remove it. Be careful to lose it. Now inspect these balls. This rubber balls, actually this suspension of this motor, and it should be in good condition on the place. One of them in mine was really, not really, but was bad. It cracked, and I see there's a lot of wear on it. So what I decided to do, I just switched them, because one was perfect, one was bad. So obviously more pressure is on top. So I just switched them, and I hope it will last for some time. However, let's remove this thing. Actually, what was the problem with mine? If you take a look closer here, this tooth was missing, and it was somewhere here. So I thought it's gonna be alright, but I assemble it and it, you know, without this tooth, and it was not work. So what you need to do, if you're missing the tooth, you can probably glue it. A good glue, I was using this one to make sure it's not advertised. I'm using them both, you know, using other glues. Just use the best glue that you can get to glue this, the tooth. Or if you can see beside it, this tooth was just shaved really badly. It was not missing, but it was much shorter than the rest of the teeth, so obviously it was not catching it. It's probably was a reason why my trunk was not work. So what you can do, take a lighter, take a small knife and warm it up. You need to warm it up for about like 10 seconds. It might get red or something, but not too much, please. So then put it here and try to give it a shape of the tooth again. It's probably will work, but you don't want it to be too thin because it's not gonna last at all, you know. So if it's a little bit shorter, it's fine, but make sure it's not thin because it will be bad in a few months or maybe even earlier. So now what you need to do after you fix it, it could be some other problem in your case, but however, I'll show you how to assemble it back. So we need to put this thing on the place. You see it's there well. Move the lever down. If your motor on top here, you need to move it down. All right, then you actually taking this small pin and you want to put it back. It's not that easy, so you need to apply some force to it, but not too much, please. Don't forget the small plastic part holding this pin on the place. It's important. Now we need to put this thing back, but what actually important to know, you see the stopper, the same stopper inside of the big wheel. So actually the spring have to be between them. It's some kind of suspension. So I would recommend you to put the stopper on top, right on top here, while this lever all the way down, right? Your spring will be on the left side, and this stopper, move it somewhere here. It should be, the spring should be between the stoppers. So put it back and make sure it can move freely. I see it's moving this way freely. Now let's move it a little bit. And yes, it moves now again. Alright, it's pretty good. And actually that's it. Make sure everything's seated on the place. Don't forget to put all the screws back, and just the small screws in there and you good. And I'll tell you from my bad experience, don't put your keys inside of the trunk while you're fixing it, because last time I was fixing it, I actually decided to try the trunk. I lock it. Fortunately it was working, but unfortunately my keys was inside of the trunk, so it was very stupid. I was used to call AAA and so it's pretty stupid, you know, silly situation. You don't want to be in it. I hope this video was helpful and it will save you some money. Watch my other videos to find out how to fix your car yourself, and subscribe to my channel.